Welcome back. Now, in a shock new interview with the popular US talk show Good Morning America, Prince Harry has spoken for the first time about his father, King Charles's cancer diagnosis. He told ABC News that he was grateful for the time with his father during their brief meeting in London. He also expressed the hope that this sad news could bring the family together, adding that he'll stop in and see his family as much as he can. But in a shock development, Prince Harry has surprised royal watchers by admitting in the same interview that he has considered becoming a US citizen. So is this the final insult to his country of birth, or would it be in Harry's best interest to become an American? Let's get the views of the editor-in-chief of Majesty Magazine and the author of a brilliant new royal book, My Mother and I, The Inside Story of King Charles and our late Queen. Ingrid Seward, lovely to have you on the show. Your reaction to this news that Harry has considered US citizenship?
Well, I don't know that Harry really understands the implications of taking US citizenship. It was a clever question, and he sidestepped it quite well and said, well, I'm here for these guys. You know, he was talking about the veterans that he is helping for the future Invictus Games in Whistler. So I don't think he was really prepared for this question, but maybe he was. But he said, I have considered it, but it's not my priority right now. But whether or not Harry has considered it, possibly he has for tax purposes, possibly he has. But what it did bring up, which was something that I actually didn't know, was that he would have to renounce his British titles, his royal titles. He wouldn't have to renounce his heritage, but he would have to renounce his royal titles if he were to become an American citizen.
Well, indeed, I'll be dealing with this in my big opinion tomorrow night, and I think there are a few million reasons why he won't make this move, and it's to do with keeping those royal titles, which give him prestige and help him to achieve those megabucks deals. Now, Ingrid, Harry has spoken in more emollient terms about his family in this interview, suggesting that the King's worrying cancer diagnosis could bring the family together. Do you think we'll see a different approach from Harry going forward?
Well, I don't think it's Harry we need to worry about. I think it's the way the rest of the family want to deal with it. Harry has made some overtures, but not to the rest of his family. He's made overtures to his father, who, of course, he's not going to say, Harry, I'm not going to talk to you. But he might say, Harry, I think you have to make peace with the rest of your family before we can go much further with this. But in a 45-minute conversation, which is apparently what they had, there's not a great deal you can say. I mean, he's obviously going to say, Pa, I was so upset. I'm so worried about you. And Charles is going to say, it's all fine. It's all going to be fine. But I don't think they would get into a very deep conversation during that period. Certainly, Charles would not wanted to have done so, because he doesn't like confronting that kind of thing. I don't think anybody does when there's a family rift and they've been diagnosed with a potentially life-threatening illness. The last thing they want to do is to delve into, where the family member might have gone wrong or might have been right. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's not that moment for that kind of conversation.
Indeed. Ingrid, let me bring my Friday friends in on the conversation, Mike Parry and Nina Mishkov. Your fantastic book is about King Charles and his relationship with his beloved mother, Elizabeth II. How do you think Elizabeth, the late great Queen, would take the news, the speculation that Harry considered revoking his UK citizenship?
Well, I think she'd take it in the way she took most things. She'd just say, well, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he must do. I think she's so much from another generation that I think she would just simply have a bit of a problem getting her head around what Harry did and didn't want to do. So her attitude, which I think would probably be the attitude of any money, look, whatever makes him happy and keeps him from making any more trouble, he should do. And I think that
you've
would be...
worked in the United States as a print journalist.
Yeah.
Do you think Harry should become a naturalised American citizen and be done with it?
Well, I think that's a bit of a side issue, to be honest. I'd like to put to Ingrid this, that your own words, Mark, where he was emollient in his comments today, having come back from Britain. Ingrid, could it be that when he was last here, he suddenly discovered for the first time, actually, he's not very wanted in this country. His brother wouldn't meet him. His father, according to some reports, gave him only 12 minutes and then flew off to Sandringham. And young Harry might be very shocked to find out that, actually, you're not wanted very much in this country anymore. Get back to the United States.
Ingrid?
Well, my opinion, and it's my opinion, is that Harry probably was very well aware that he's not popular. He would be a complete idiot. And he's not that stupid. I know people say he's stupid, but I think he knows that he has lost the love of the British people, which really was there a few years ago. We all loved Harry. But
Nina. Yeah, Nina, you're shaking your head.
Well, I mean, the media's done a fantastic job of destroying Harry's reputation in this country, and it continues to do so. And I watched that little interview that Harry gave to ABC, and he didn't suggest, there's a spin on it. Like, there's a spin on everything. Everybody's just watching for him to make some kind of mistake, or so they can blow it up and sell more papers or get more clicks or whatever. And the thing is, it was suggested to him by the host, who is Sam Reeve, who happens to be Christopher Reeve's son, the late Superman. And so he said, I've found myself that many families come together with a kind of life-threatening situation, and what do you think? And Harry just agreed with him.
Okay.
And so he wasn't Harry suggesting it. And Harry and Meghan are a huge loss to this country. Look up, Camilla's having to be fielded out all around the place.
Interesting debate. Interesting. Well, look, Ingrid, can I congratulate you on the new book? It's winning rave reviews. It's got the country talking. It's called The Inside Story of King Charles. Sorry, let me get the name right. It's My Mother and I, the inside story of King Charles and our late Queen. Ingrid, thank you so much. We'll join you soon again, I'm sure.